to the right side.
And with me now is the brand new 7th District Chair, District 3, Livingston County Commissioner, Frank Sample. So welcome, Frank.
You're very active in the American Legion.
Correct.
You're very active in the VFW.
This ideology is very damaging to the students who are told if you get this surgery and make do the social transition, the medical transition, then you'll be happy and all your problems
Yes,
will be solved.
learned so much.
I'll bet.
That's some institutional knowledge right there.
And we have, as a special guest, as I said earlier, we have Kevin Rankin with us. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Go Boge. Thanks, Kelly. There are those everywhere. We love meeting new people.
Right, yes.
It's in good shape, so that's good news.
That safeness is not afforded to every citizen. They are
Great.
special.
There's a difference between men and women. There's a biological
Sure.
difference, and it's time for us to stand up for our girls.
He went through and he came back with a report said there's no way Detroit can meet its obligations on the tax base.
Yes.
So is this DEI focused just on the high school, or are they talking about all
District. The
whole
entire district.
Maybe that's kind of normal. It's really not. There tends to be little fiefdoms with, different police agencies and police versus fire and fire versus EMS and blah, blah, blah. That's not the case here. So Livingston County is very fortunate.
Hey, not too long ago, in many of our lifetimes, Detroit was the 3rd largest city in America.
Oh, yeah.
3.2 million citizens.
It's been a great experience. I mean, I have no regrets about moving here.
There's an old saying that the road will get you elected, the jail will get you unelected. So, to give you an idea.
You have to have a reason to change for change to be enacted.
Why should you join the Livingston County Republican Party?
Why, you ask?
Yeah, why?
Why join?
The Republican Party is the party of common sense.
Common sense.
Republicans support the Constitution.
Republicans protect your rights.
We fight to keep your children safe.
We fight to keep boys and men out of girls' and women's sports.
We fight to keep boys out of girls' restrooms.
We fight for you.
What does the Republican Party do?
We help Republican candidates get elected.
Why is it important to elect Republicans?
Why is that important?
Why? Tell me, why is that important?
Livingston County is one of the safest counties in Michigan.
Livingston County has one of the lowest crime rates in the state of Michigan.
Livingston County has the lowest tax millage rate of all 83 counties.
Republicans work to balance the budget.
Republican legislators vote against raising your taxes.
Republican elected officials believe in transparency.
Republican clerks run elections with integrity.
Republican trustees protect your rights.
Republicans support our veterans.
Who can join?
If you are conservative, we want you in our party.
All conservatives are welcome at our table.
Join our activities.
Join the fun.
Become a member.
Join us now.
Hi, I'm Deb Drick, Chair of the Livingston County Republican Party. Our conservative message has been very well received in Livingston County, and I'm so happy to share with you that people are stepping up right and left to help. The only thing's missing is you. Come join our mission. Come join our fun. Go to livingstonrepublicans.com and click join. You'll be glad you did.
Good evening and welcome to the March 24th. Look at that, guys. We're 3/4 of the way, almost all the way through March. Yay, we made it. I'm Deb Drick with the Livingston County Republican Party, and we're glad to have you here. And today I have Lance Elliott Griffin, or Griffith? Griffin. That's what I said. Okay, good. I did it. From 10X Votes. Something I absolutely know nothing about. So we are all going to learn together tonight. Wow. So Lance, welcome. Glad you could come. All right, I'm going to give that freebie. I'm not kicking you this time. Talk to me up there. Yep. Welcome to Livingston County. Welcome to the red county of Livingston. we've got fabulous elected officials here and a great place to live, and we're one of the safest counties in Michigan and the lowest crime rate, and we have the lowest tax millage rate in the entire state. So that's your little welcome to Livingston. So first of all, tell us about you. Where did you grow up? Where'd you go to school? Where do you live? All that kind of fun stuff.
I was born in Ohio.
Oh, God. Okay.
Buckeye.
Okay.
But I love the state motto of Ohio: with God, all things are possible.
All right. Okay. That is a good one.
But Michigan is home. It's where I did K through 12. I grew up in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Went to Flint Central High School, where I was president of the student body. And then finished kind of early there and went to the University of Michigan. And then got a full ride scholarship to Central Michigan University, where I studied French.
French?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Then moved to France and did a couple master's degrees in France.
What were they?
The first one was in Civilization of France with a focus on history.
Okay.
And the second one was in constitutional law of France.
Of France.
Just to be fully unemployable.
All right. Well, wow. Was that unemployable? Maybe here, but was it unemployable there too?
Oh, there's so much you can do with it. It's kind of a joke.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yeah, it was a passion of mine. My godmother was my French teacher in high school for 4 years, and she owns a tourism and travel company. So we went to France every even-numbered year, and to Montreal and Quebec every odd-numbered year. So it kind of had a big impact on me. Culturally, and just kind of fell in love with it.
To live there and go through 2 master's degrees in order to a bachelor's and 2 master's degrees. So wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And
well, if I ever go to France, I will definitely reach out to you. And
I'm the best tour guide.
Yes, you would be.
That there is.
Yeah.
Because I can not only show you the places, can tell you the history about what happened at these historic places. France has had the most, historic and just monumental history of any of the Western European countries since their revolution.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that this is about 10X, and this is about what that does with Republicans. But I want to right now make a plant a bug in your ear here. I would like you to come back at another time, and maybe let's have a discussion about constitutional differences between France and here, and the history, and how that may or may not have shaped America. I know that the Templars were, the Templars were French. They took off, and a lot of them, had to do with, the Freemasons. They turned into Freemasons who founded America or worked with, at least the Declaration and.
I'd love to come back and discuss that.
I would love that.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Oh, good. All right. Well, then before you leave, we're going to get you on the calendar again for sure.
They've had 22 constitutions or regimes since their revolution, and one of their attempts at some kind of government was to just adopt our constitution.
Really?
Yeah, and they just made one little change. The president shall only be elected one time.
Okay.
And after 4 years,
they're done.
The guy who was elected didn't want to leave, so that was the end of that.
Yeah, well, they have I don't know that if you're a French somewhere in a French leadership that you want to fight leaving. They have really nasty ways of getting rid of their leaders over there,
especially back then.
Yes. So anyway, well, yeah. So okay, well, good. Let's bring you back for 10X. I'm joking. So, all right, let's talk about 10X. And so how did you get from the France and all things France to all things politics, yes.
Governor John Engler.
Oh, well.
Just to simplify it. We were neighbors in Mount Pleasant. His mother and brother and family lived there, and I began to work on his speech writing team under Gleaves Whitney. And really enjoyed working with Governor Engler and learning from him. He cut taxes 31 times, and just being in that and within his sphere of influence was had quite an impact on me. And I just stayed involved. Got involved with the college Republicans at Central Michigan University. Was their chief of staff.
Okay.
I actually moved into the Republican headquarters of Isabella County. There was a house, and I actually moved in there for a couple years. And I became the elections director, so I directed all the local political campaigns, mostly for county commissioners and George W. Bush.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, and went from there to?
Well, I left Mount Pleasant eventually and moved out here to West Michigan and got involved with.
When you say out here to West Michigan, you're not talking about here to West Michigan. We are like right there. We're in the middle. You're West.
Yeah, you're
Central Michigan. Yeah. So where did you go when you went to West Michigan?
Grand Rapids area, Kent County, ultimately.
What did you live in the city or did you live outside of it?
I'm one of the outskirts cities of Grand Rapids.
I'm gonna keep probing you. So tell me.
Oh yeah, I live right by the airport in Kentwood.
Oh, okay. I used to actually. When did you live there?
I've been there since the year 2000.
Oh, in 2000, you had a state rep, and then you eventually had a senator by the name of Mark Jansen. I was his chief of staff there.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
did a 5-year stint in Harbor Springs, Michigan.
Okay.
I was running a winery and a bed and breakfast up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was great. Right next door to Nub's Knob.
And you left. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I came
do I need to measure your sanity before I start talking here anymore?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was something.
I bet.
Working 6 a.m. to midnight every day.
Oh, well, okay, then it's understandable now.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed it.
Sure.
But that was Emmett County, and
I
wanted to get back to the big Republican county of Michigan, Kent County.
Yeah.
See what we could do to make a difference.
Yep.
And ended up meeting Drew Bourne.
Okay.
Drew Bourne is our Charlie Kirk of Michigan.
Okay.
In fact, his mother was treating Charlie Kirk before he was assassinated. Charlie Kirk would fly to Michigan just about every month to be treated at the Bourne Clinic, which is a functional medicine clinic, hospital, if you will, in Kent County.
Who's being treated for? Do we know?
He was really interested in natural health and wellness.
Okay, all right.
And Tammy Bourne, the owner of the Bourne Clinic, Drew Bourne's mother, was his physician.
Okay,
So people wondering why he was flying to Michigan all the time. That's why.
That's why. All right.
So Drew and his partner in the creation of our organization, 10X Votes.
Mm-hmm.
His partner's name is Drew Weirda. So we affectionately refer to them as the Drews.
The Drews, right.
So Drew Weirda and Drew Bourne came up with this concept of 10X Votes, which was all about developing a relational tool to allow people to drive up the voter turnout amongst conservatives, in Michigan, because there are 1.7 million Republicans in Michigan who are not voting consistently.
Ouch.
That's the number you want to remember. 1.7 million low propensity voters who only vote 50% of the time or less. And so, Deb, when we were in office with Governor Engler, those 12 years, most of those 12 years we had a Republican lieutenant governor, Republican House of Representatives, Republican Senate, a Republican Supreme Court.
Right.
We even had a Republican United States Senator. And as we were...
we did. You're right.
Spence
Abraham. Yes.
And as we were leaving, we got a Republican Attorney General, Mike Cox.
Mike Cox, that's right.
Nobody talked about us being a swing state or a battleground state or a purple state or a blue state.
No.
We're just a red state, just like Alabama or Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But Republicans became complacent.
Yep.
Mostly because of the blessings of liberty. Things were so well. You had a governor cutting taxes 31 times.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion,
No.
or critical race theory, or all the woke anti-Christ policies that the Democrats promote. And it was just good times. And often when times are so good, people become complacent about being active and with their civic duties.
When times are very, very well, I heard it. I'm trying to think where I heard it, but when times are very, very well, people talk less about politics and talk less to God.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We see that in Nigeria today. There is a genocide of Christians going on in Nigeria, yet the churches are absolutely filled to capacity, knowing that they're putting their lives on the line just by going to church.
That's right.
And that's because they're oppressed. The churches are filled because the people are oppressed. Our churches are empty in many cases because the people are not oppressed. And we're certainly not calling for oppression, but we do need to step up our game and become more active in promoting Christian conservative values. And 10X Votes plays a role in doing that.
Well, and I heard it said that is one of the reasons God puts struggles in your life, not just to make you better, but it also to keep Him in your mind. Because if you got everything you want all the time, when would you, praying would be a lot less. So, all right, let's answer. These are the questions. We're going to pop them up. Mark Ashley Price is always my very first. Except he was late today, and I just might skip a question just to punish you for that. He's our dutiful Wayne County viewer, and we love him. Wow. Russ Jennings, hello from the birthplace of Russ is the Jackson County, as you probably do. You know Russ?
Yes.
Okay, I
he's
figured
a great
you did.
leader. Great leader in Jackson County.
Russ is a friend, and I enjoy actually messing with him. Scott Greenley says hello and thanks you, and it's a great program. And in comes Kelly Powell, also saying hello to you.
Those are all great people.
Yeah, we have
every one of them.
We have great watchers. They're watching on 5 different places, so we enjoy interacting with them. And then we had some idiot that said something stupid, and I just blocked him, and he's gone. So okay.
Oh, great.
We do that. So
I'm glad I didn't see it.
Nope. Don't look. Don't.
My feelings are easily hurt.
Yeah, no, it wasn't about you. It wasn't about you. It was about something that happened at a commission meeting.
Okay, great.
Just every once in a while, they just get their shot in real quick. Yeah. I just go over here and block them, and that's the end of that. So
there are disruptors.
He'll create a different profile and be back here shortly. So I have to do that every so often. But anyways, so they created 10X.
Yes, they did.
And so tell me about how did that develop from there?
Well, after its creation in 2024, I think we had about 6 months in 2024 to really promote it. That wasn't a lot of time, but the people who heard about it really liked the idea, and some ran with it and some didn't. In fact, I really liked the idea myself, but I didn't run with it. I was busy doing other stuff for Donald Trump. But when the election was over in November, I decided to, a little bit actually before the election, maybe around September, I decided to really start promoting 10X Votes. So I went to every J.D. Vance rally and every Trump rally in Michigan. And, we had thousands of people in line at those rallies, just waiting and standing for hours. So I would go to every rally and just go to the front of the line and work my way to the back of the line, passing out literature about 10X Votes and talking to people about what they could do to help increase voter turnout, because Mr. Trump wanted us to have an election that was too big to rig.
Right.
And that requires overwhelming Republican voter turnout. And that's what we delivered. In fact, Michigan's the only state in 2024 to flip a legislature. We flipped the House of Representatives from Democrat to Republican, and we're the only state to have done that in the United States. Muskegon County, thanks to Michael Farage, he's the vice chair of the Michigan Republican Party for ethnic development.
Okay.
And he went out to Muskegon County and got a bunch of people involved with 10X Votes and got them excited about it. And as a result, Muskegon, which hasn't gone Republican since 1988, they flipped that county for Donald Trump in 2024, and that hadn't happened since it went for George Bush in 1988. Bravo is exactly right.
Yes.
And then overall, I think 900,000 low propensity voters voted in the 2024 election. Not enough, but certainly more than would have voted had we not had programs like 10X votes and Trump Force 47, really being laser focused on getting out the low propensity voters.
We had that here, and then we had something called Stand Up Livingston, also focusing, and even though they were Stand Up Livingston, they focused outside of Livingston, and they went places to speak to hunters. They went to gun ranges, and they went to churches, and spoke. We had a lot of people, ambassadors, speaking at churches about getting involved and making sure they vote and stuff. I know this. I have voted in the city of Howell, in the exact same place in the city of Howell for 35 years, and I normally go in about 1 or 2 o'clock when the big rush is gone. I'm usually one of 2 people in the whole place. I have no wait. I just go in. My numbers are ridiculously low. It might be a couple hundred, maybe 110, something like that. I went in at the same time, and there was a line out the door, and every vote, by the time I got in there, every booth was filled, and it was amazing. I could not believe we had. I know the party did a huge, in Livingston County, we did a huge get out the vote thing, and we set our goal for 80%, which doesn't happen. And we got 79.9. We called it a victory. So,
right.
Yeah. So anyway, and I wonder how many other places did that, which would have, answered or would have resulted in a flip. When you increase your numbers by that much.
And that Livingston group was also focused on getting hunters out
to
vote.
Yes.
We have 800,000 hunters in Michigan who are low propensity voters.
Yes, that's what I mean. They went to the gun ranges. Yeah. That's where a lot of hunters go. And so
absolutely.
Yeah, so they did, and they did a great job. Everybody, between we bought a billboard. And we put a big sign on there, Republicans who don't vote Democrat, and we had that out on Get Up. We had a Get Up, Get Out, Go Vote, kind of a, mail campaign and email campaign and little memes all over Facebook. And I got a hair that keeps brushing my face. It's making me nuts. Sorry. Anyway, so that, that kind of stuff works. But you're right about the low propensity voters. If you engage them, your numbers go way up. And if we can do that, I think Republicans are poised, and I've said this before, Republicans are poised to win this year simply because the Democrats they're falling apart. They're not organized. They have the same stinking rhetoric they've used.
They're doubling down on their bad rhetoric.
Rather than stepping back, as some of them are, but rather than stepping back and going, we lost our asses in Michigan last year. Maybe we need to rethink what we're saying. Had they come out last year with, okay, let's figure out a different bathroom situation. We want the trans kids protected, but we don't want it. Let's not push the boys and the girls. Let's keep the boys and the girls separate in sports. Maybe have a third category of trans kids sports. Right. Well, you know what I mean? Something like that. And Joe, listen, I'm saying it as you asked me the question that I'm answering. So it's all that stuff about the boys and girls bathrooms and the boys and girls whatever. And they double down on that. Mm-hmm. And they don't back up. What else is there? All the border stuff, open borders, let them in. You guys are racist. You guys are fascist. You guys are whatever, misogynist. You are, homophobic. You are whatever. Obia and ick you can think of, that's correct. It. So, and so they lost really, really badly with all that, all their messaging, and they haven't changed any of it. So I feel like we have a great chance of winning if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, which really worries me because there's some big elections here that,
That's a big one. The fact that they've doubled down on their antichrist socialist rhetoric is helping us. 2.1 million Democrats have their registration has gone down 2.1 million. The Republican registrants nationwide in the 30 states where we track this has gone up by 2.4 million. That's a sign. Mm-hmm. The Charlie Kirk Army, in his entire career, he was able to establish about 3,000 Turning Point chapters. Since his assassination, there have been 200,000 Turning Point chapters, 200,000 Turning Point chapters applications. And this army of young people who are politically savvy, they know how to talk about issues. They've been taught how to think. having that army out there is also going to be helping Republicans tremendously. And then our program in Michigan, 10X Votes, having an entire year, maybe over a year, to promote it in all 83 counties is going to be the most important thing we're doing in 2026 to make our elections too big to rig.
I agree. Okay, we got Ron Gillard here that, let's see, where am I? Keith Richards here. Let's start with Keith. He says, promote school of choice. It's how the inner city youth get trapped in the city for life and vote Democrat to survive on benefit handouts. These youths would be strong conservatives if the Republicans could win. I agree with you, Keith. That's a great way to, that's a great path to killing some of the I call them auto Democrats. And now we have Ron, who's speaking your language here. Everything you said, I've heard Ron say 100 times. Election season turns me into a branding guy. Calling them just Democrats is like ordering black coffee and getting a caramel oat milk latte. Something's off. Socialist Democrats just feels more accurate.
Yes.
And with midterms, it's important. We need to get out the vote because if they win, it's impeachment after impeachment.
That's exactly
Trump.
right.
So yeah, that's Ron is one of our. Ron is one of our one of my EC members out here. So, and then here's Mark. Many Democrats who are in local office in Highland Park are completely unfair. They just constantly attack Trump, act like Obama is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and think I have more serious mental problems because I'm a major Trump supporter. Yes, I get that. We all get that. Mark, Keith says, I did high-risk youth work and homeless vets work in Detroit, Flint, and Grand Rapids for decades. In Grand Rapids, when wealthy and division were absolute crap. In the first Trump administration, you could not believe the morale and spirit boost as more inner-city families were getting good jobs under his policy.
That's right.
Keith, thank you for that. That's good to have. That's good to have that. That perception and that perspective of someone that's been there. So terrific. So how does explain how the 10X system works? Like, where does it originate? Like from the parties or from?
No, we're an independent organization, but we work very closely with all the different local Republican clubs and local Republican parties and the district parties. They're a part of the Michigan Republican Party. So we got 13 district chairs. Just about every one of them supports 10X Votes and will be actively promoting it. And 83 to 85 local county chairs and lots of Republican clubs. Everywhere that I've spoken about 10X Votes, it's been embraced and liked by the leaders. That's very important. I've gone around, I've recruited 11,000 people into this program, and we need everyone on board, those in leadership positions, to put 10X Votes on your website, make it a permanent part of your agenda. I don't need to be there in order for you to talk about 10X Votes and getting out the low propensity voter vote. It's a very impactful use of time. You get the biggest bang for your buck. Just imagine if you're going to door knock a neighborhood with 300 houses in that neighborhood, and you got this expensive literature from Mike Cox and Ralph Rebant and all your candidates. You're going to leave it at Democrat doors. That's not a good use of time or expensive literature. And another bad use of time and expensive literature is you leaving that at high propensity voter Republican doors, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Those people know who they're going to vote for.
They're going to vote for. They're going to vote straight Republican ticket. That's it. Yes.
That's right. You'll make the biggest bang for your buck by being laser focused on those low propensity voter doors, because these are people who may or may not vote. If you can activate them, get them out to vote, get them to vote for your candidates, you'll be very successful.
So is 10X Vote a walking list, or what?
It can be used. It can be used in many different ways.
Tell me what it is, because right now it's still a big cloud in my head.
All right, let's clear it up for you.
Let's clear that up. Yes.
So you can go to our website, which is 10xvotes.com, just like it sounds. 10x.com.
10x or 10x votes?
10xvotes.com.
Okay.
And take 30 seconds, set up an account. The purpose of setting up the account and registering is so that you can access our data. You're not registering to vote. you're just registering to access our data. Because as we started off by saying, there are 1.7 million Republican voters in Michigan, mostly Christian, who do not vote consistently. And you'll be shocked at people from your church, your family, your neighbors, who you find on our list. So you're able to search our database by name. So you're gonna type in a name of someone in your family, and our system is either gonna say there is no data for this person, which is a good thing. That means they're voting. Mm-hmm. Or they're a Democrat, which we don't want voting anyway, because we've spent
stay low propensity.
That's right. We've looked at 200 data points on all of these people, the 1.7 million people. So social media, church affiliation, and all kinds of stuff to weed out liberals and the Democrats. So when you're finding people in our database, you're finding good voting Republicans who have voted in the past Republican and are very, very likely to vote in the future Republican. Furthermore, they're people that you know. These aren't strangers that we're asking you to try to activate to vote. We're asking you to be very specific by searching for your family, your friends, your neighbors, people who attend your church, because all the research shows that when you ask someone to do something and you have a personal relationship with that person, he is much more likely to do it. Whether it's sign a petition or go to a restaurant, go to a movie, or vote for a person. They're much more likely to do it when you have a rapport with that person.
Yes.
That's more important than any yard sign, any radio ad, any piece of literature, or even the candidate knocking on their door asking them to vote. The fact that you have a relationship with them and they trust you is the master plan behind this program. It is the reason that the relational aspect of this program is having such a big impact and so much success, because it's a relational app. Unlike Trump Force 47 or Turning Point Action or any other program where we're contacting good people, but we don't necessarily know them.
Right.
Our focus is on getting the people out that we know, because if we do that, and once we hit 30,000 people, I've recruited 11,000. So with the help of all of you, we can get to 30,000 really quick. And once we hit that, it's game over for the Democrats forever in Michigan. Yeah. That's what's important for you to understand. Once we have about 30,000 of you out there finding 10 of your family and friends, and some people like Scott Greenlee go crazy and they find 100 people. They found 100 people on our website. Okay. It's like, that's not necessary. But he is a go-getter, as you know.
Yes, he is.
So, but if everybody just gets 10, we'll win everything back that we've lost, and it'll be game over for the Democrats forever in Michigan. And that's what we're working on, and that's what we're trying to do. So you search for 10 people on our website. Once you find 10, you're gonna claim them. You're gonna literally click a claim button next to their name. Once you verify it's indeed your cousin or your, the nurse or the usher at your church that you were searching for, we give you their names, their addresses, their age, to make sure you understand it is the right person you claimed. And then every time you visit our website, those 10 people or those 20 people are going to appear front and center for you to engage with those individuals every time you visit our website. Doesn't mean every time you visit our website you need to engage with those individuals, but it is a good idea to start getting in touch with them now, because one of the things we're asking you to do now, once you find your 10 people, is to encourage those individuals to get on the permanent absentee voter list, because Republicans are missing a lot of elections.
Oh, you're right.
Last year, ma'am, there were 3 elections, one in May, one in August, I think, and another one in November. And most Republicans are like, what, huh? There was an election? Really? Yeah, there was.
That's scary.
Most Republicans didn't know there were 3 elections last year. And as a result, Democrats were able to raise taxes and do all kinds of bad things because we didn't show up, even in red areas where we would win if we would just show up.
Right.
And so being on the permanent absentee voter list takes a lot of that away, the not knowing about the elections, because your local clerk will send you a ballot every time there's an election.
Right.
And that's a trigger for you to either vote by mail, by absentee, or to take that ballot and vote in person. Just because you're on the permanent absentee voter list doesn't mean you have to vote.
Yes, no, that's right. But it's the reminder.
It's the reminder.
You don't make them work. All right, we're going to take just a quick commercial break. We're going to be
Someone once said, where your treasure goes, there also will be your heart. What kind of world do you want to invest in? Do your investments fund industries that tempt people to harm relationships? What if you could be more intentional with your money? What if your investments built content that enriched others' minds? Jason Huntley, CFP, has been guiding families for 30 plus years to plan, invest, and build for the next generation. Scan the QR code now to make that first step to investing intentionally.
Why should you join the Livingston County Republican Party?
Why, you ask?
Yeah, why?
Why join?
The Republican Party is the party of common sense.
Common sense.
Republicans support the Constitution.
Republicans protect your rights.
We fight to keep your children safe.
We fight to keep boys and men out of girls and women's sports.
We fight to keep boys out of girls' restrooms.
We fight for you.
What does the Republican Party do?
We help Republican candidates get elected.
Why is it important to elect Republicans?
Why is that important?
Why? Tell me, why is that important?
Livingston County is one of the safest counties in Michigan.
Livingston County has one of the lowest crime rates in the state of Michigan.
Livingston County has the lowest tax millage rate of all 83 counties.
Republicans work to balance the budget.
Republican legislators vote against raising your taxes.
Republican elected officials believe in transparency.
Republican clerks run elections with integrity.
Republican trustees protect your rights.
Republicans support our veterans.
Who can join?
If you are conservative, we want you in our party.
All conservatives are welcome at our table.
Join our activities.
Join the fun.
Become a member.
Join us now.
Hi, I'm Deb Drick, Chair of the Livingston County Republican Party. Our conservative message has been very well received in Livingston County, and I'm so happy to share with you that people are stepping up right and left to help. The only thing's missing is you. Come join our mission. Come join our fun. Go to livingstonrepublicans.com and click join. You'll be glad you did.
Hello, when we're back. Okay, so let's check in here, what we got here. Veronica Nugent wants to know what we think of combining 10X with Pulsar. It's not the same thing. Pulsar gives you like the street address of different names and things. This is where you look up people you know and you just go find them. So you think to yourself, gee, I wonder if Deb Drick votes, and I look her up and she's there. God, well, she wouldn't be. She better not be there. All right. So anyway, we have Mark Ashley Price says, we were talking about Scott Greenlee. He says he's awesome. I agree. No, they don't link up. They're two different things, Veronica. They have two different purposes. And Curtis Clark is here that says hey to you. So
hi.
Okay. So, all right. So this is real now. So I have some questions. I've been thinking about it. So you said you can go in and search by name. Could you search by location? Are there any other data points?
Yeah.
Like if I want to know the people on my street.
Yeah, we added a map feature this year, which we didn't have in 2024.
Okay.
Where you can actually, without even searching, just when you register, you're putting in your address anyway as you register.
Uh-huh.
So when you enter our database, we're going to show you all of the Republicans on your street and in your neighborhood who are low propensity voters.
Okay.
There's a dot right on top of their house.
Sure.
With their name and their address and their age and everything.
Okay.
And you might know some of them, and those
Sure.
would be people to perhaps claim and try to get on the permanent absentee voter list and to get them to vote.
What about data points like churches? If I want to put my church in there, will that bring up a list of all the people in my church that are on in this program?
No, we don't.
Okay,
We don't.
not
we don't
that
have
far
it
down,
now.
huh?
We look at.
Well, get on it, Mister.
we do geofencing at churches where
all right.
we follow the cell phones who are going to that church every Sunday. And then determine if, where they're going after the church every week, and we determine that's their house. And then we can determine if that's a low propensity voter based on who the voters are at that house. It's very expensive, but we do that kind of thing too. The most important thing for anybody who is a part of a congregation is to just go through your own church directory. You know who the people are at the
one
church.
by one. All right.
And try to find people.
I didn't know if there's any other sorting factors other than location
the most important sorting factor is searching by name.
Right.
Because you're searching for your family, your friends, your neighbors. And the people most likely to vote Republican are golfers, hunters, and boat owners. So if you know hunters, golfers, and boat owners, those are the individuals, if you're struggling to find your 10 people, that you should think about. Who do I know in my phone, my contacts, who owns a boat, or who's a hunter, or a golfer? That would be a good place to start.
I see what you're saying.
You can search by city. So I'm helping
Brian. That works.
I'm helping Brian Ignatowski and Laura Perry running for state rep. And Marcy Griswack running for Senate, and Joe Fox running for Senate, all these candidates. And they can actually pull up their House district or their Senate district.
Okay, that's what I was next going to ask.
And we do show all of the low propensity voters in those districts to help, guide those candidates to those voters to get them out to vote, because that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck.
Okay. So is this something that there's a cost to when you sign up to start an account? Okay, can we talk about that a second?
Yes. The 10X Votes organization and the program, as I said, was founded by our own Charlie Kirks of West Michigan.
Right.
And they are hardcore, right-wing, conservative, Christian Republicans.
Okay.
And as such, they didn't want to make money off of this. So they've made this free and available to all Republicans and all Republican organizations in Michigan. And we've expanded into Arizona, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania as well.
So there is no cost.
There is no cost.
Oh my goodness.
And we'll be eventually in every state. And have you ever looked at an electoral map after a presidential election and look at the 3,000 counties and how many are red?
Yeah.
This is a red country.
Right.
And there's only like 500 counties out of the 3,000 that are blue after these elections. So when we go nationwide with this, that's going to dwindle down significantly.
Okay.
And it's going to be very difficult for Democrats to maintain control over so many areas like they do now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's free, Deb.
That blows my mind.
Can you imagine a precinct delegate wondering what to do? How can I make a difference in my neighborhood, in my precinct? Register for 30 seconds on 10xvotes.com, and we'll show you all your Republican neighbors who are not voting. How about starting with them? How about knocking on their door and introducing yourself and saying, hey, I'm the local liaison between Republicans in the area and the local party, and I actually participate and vote at conventions. And as you know, maybe you don't know, it's the delegates at conventions who choose a lot of our candidates.
Oh, we know this.
This is something you could say to a neighbor if you're a precinct delegate.
Yeah.
And so that's a great place to start for precinct delegates. And candidates are loving the fact that they can search, let's just say Eaton County, and find all the Republicans in Eaton County or Lansing, Michigan, who are not voting consistently.
Well, for me, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking on like 30 different levels on how we can, I've got the little spider webs going out already. Can we do this? And one of the things I was thinking of is, after the convention, it's like for a delegate, you get going, you get worked up, you get in, you start your vote, you apply, you do this, you get all hyped up, you make calls, you watch the convention, you wonder who, then the convention's over, and the day after the convention's over, everybody goes, right? And then 2 days later, it's like, now what do I do? And maybe some of them go clean out their underwear drawer or whatever, the sock drawer folds of socks, right? I don't know, but whatever it is, they catch up on their housework, but a week later, they're like, they feel amputated.
That's
they were
right.
so revved. So my thought was, I think what I'm gonna do, and my people can tell me if this is a good idea or not. I may enlist our delegates. I might go set up an account, kind of spelunk through it a little bit learn it a little bit so I'm comfortable with it, and I may just
set
do
up
a
your own
Zoom.
account.
Pardon me?
Set up your own
Yeah,
account.
I will, but I will. Then what I'll do is I'll host a Zoom meeting for all our delegates and say, come on in. This is what we need you to do now. So this is what they can do in the off season, before the walking really starts and before the next convention.
Develop relationships with their neighbors.
Yes, but it gives them a way to continue. This is an easy way, because I'll tell you something. This is having been involved in this stuff for about as long as you, maybe not quite as long as you have, but just about. I will tell you that the biggest hang up people have about reaching out, like knocking on doors or whatever, is they don't know what to say to people they don't know. It's that big fat unknown. And so this takes that right away, because it's already the known,
Yes, that's right.
So let me see what we got. Let me catch up on some of these here. Somewhere along the line, Mark Ashley Price said something to me and I skipped it, and I shouldn't have skipped it. And that was basically, Madam Chair, I don't think you would skip me because I'm your favorite Republican from Wayne County. I always tease him that he's 50% of all the Wayne County Republicans. So, all right, we got, where are we? We're skipping those. Ron Gillard, we shouldn't be losing elections at all. Our policies beat theirs 10-1. The only crowd still clapping for them is criminals.
That's right.
And somehow they always find a way to turn election integrity into a magic trick. Pass the SAVE Act, lock it down, and let's stop treating 20 million illegal crossings like a welcome basket.
Love that guy.
I do too.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah, we appreciate Ron. Ron's my troublemaker, as you can guess, but he's a great troublemaker. Mark, if it's okay, you want to talk about state convention. Before we're done here, we will talk about state convention. Curtis Clark says we need 10x votes win for our Michigan Senate. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Oh, we're not going to talk about it. We're ignoring him. All right. Mark Ashley Price already. I think I already know most of the Republicans in Highland Park. Well, it's a short enough list, mister. Actually, I went to it was D12 in Livonia. So I did get to meet some of you out there. I guess there are some Wayne County ones. So, all right. But anyway, so this is all great stuff. This is something I knew nothing about. I'd heard the name. I knew that, Brian, somebody said to me I needed to get you on the show, and then Brian Ignatowski called me again. I think you and I talked once, and we talked about coming out, but something dropped, some ball dropped somewhere. I don't know. Then when Brian reminded me, I said, I did invite him. Let me call him again. So I was really glad we worked this out.
So after individuals have claimed their 10 people,
okay,
we're asking them to, of course, contact their 10 people and ask them to get on the permanent absentee voter list.
Yes.
And then closer to the election, now that there's 9 days of voting, you want to encourage those individuals who have not already voted absentee to go ahead and vote.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing, unlike any other organization, is we're putting a green check mark, Deb, next to any voter who has actually gone in and voted. So now that there's 9 days of voting, you can go into our system, 10xvotes.com, pull up your 10 people, and you might see that there are 4 green check marks next to 4 of the names on day 2 or 3. That means in the remaining 9 days of voting, you need to work on those other 6.
You can call
it tells you exactly who to work on.
Wow.
Call them up, take them to coffee, take them to lunch, go pick them up, take them to vote.
Can you, I don't know if when you sign up for the permanent absentee ballots, is that something that's a paper that you can, do you have to do that? I've never done it. So.
Oh, how do you sign up?
When you sign up, is it have to be in the clerk's office, or can you grab a paper and take it? So could I ask for a stack of those puppies and then go meet with my 10 people? And I just give them an application. Here it is right here.
100%.
Okay.
You can do that.
I might do that.
The Secretary of State allows you to, download a document for you to do that. And your local clerk should have the document as well.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest thing for people is when they're on our website and you click on one of your 10 people, we automatically pop up a little message that you can copy and paste to a text that says, please consider signing up on the permanent absentee voter list so that every time there's an election, your local clerk will mail you a ballot so you don't forget about any future elections. And there's a link. And they click on the link and they can get registered themselves right away. or you can text them the link to michigan.gov/vote, and they can do it that way. Either way, we can text a link or do a paper application. To get people signed up, and that's crucially important because we're missing too many elections, not because of dereliction of duty necessarily, but ignorance that the election is even happening. And the local parties don't have every Republican in their database to send a text or a message or email saying there's an election next week, everybody vote. So if being on the permanent absentee voter list is the only way we can very seriously increase the voter education about when the elections are.
Yeah, other than
happening.
that, we're going to be calling them every 2 years,
Correct.
or whatever, every year.
As long as they have this list, we should use it.
Right. Gosh, yes. And that it doesn't cost them anything. It doesn't put them in a bad spot. It's just the thing shows up. If they still choose not to vote, they can throw it away. It's not.
The Democrats use every tool available.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that includes the permanent absentee voter list. They work 24 months in a 24-month cycle, and we work about 4 months in a 24-month cycle. And like you said, after the conventions, a lot of people are twiddling their thumbs, wondering what to do.
Yes.
The Democrats are never wondering what to do. They're very active. But they have to be because they know they're outnumbered. That's one of my messages, is that we outnumber them. And that's why they have to cheat. That's why they have to get millions of dollars from out of state to boost their campaigns and bolster their efforts. Because they are outnumbered, they have to pull every trick in the book just to be competitive. So we need to take advantage of our majorities and get our own people out to vote. We don't need to go out of our way to bring in people to the party that don't even share our values or cultures. We have our own people who are not voting. If we get our own people out to vote, we'll do just fine. Whether you're 19 or 90, 10X Votes is a program that you can use.
Wow. No, it sounds like it. Okay, and so and you can go back and see. All right, anything more on that? Does that tail off into anything else, or anything new coming, or anything new in the works? I mean, not that it needs to. This is a great program.
I would just reiterate for leaders like yourself, Russ Jennings, who's already doing this, and all of the county chairs and presidents of Republican clubs.
Yep.
Put a link to 10X Votes on your website if you have one, in your social media. Make it when you have meetings, make it a permanent part of your agenda, so that we can grow our numbers of active registrants. When we have 30,000 people doing this program, the Democrats are going to be out of power forever. We will have all branches of government in Republican hands again, the way it should be based on the numbers of Republicans in Michigan. So I would encourage all Republican leaders to do that.
All right, I can commit to you right now that next month on our April EC meeting, I will put this on the agenda. Between now and then, I will set up an account. I will spelunk. I will figure it out. I will come up. I'm a 30-year certified master trainer. I know how to explain things once I learn them.
Amen.
So I will learn this. I will present it. I will ask the EC people and everybody else in that audience to do it. And then I will also kind of figure it out, and I will reach out to all of our Zoom. I mean, we have 400 some delegates in our Livingston County, so I will invite them all to a Zoom where I will promote this, and I will talk about I will kind of have it up on screen and say, this is what you do, this is how you use it.
I love that. I love what you just said. If every party chair and leader like yourself were to commit to what you just committed, we would grow exponentially. Now, one of the things I've been doing that I'd be happy to do in Livingston County is I've been partnering with Americans for Prosperity to really help get people involved with this 10X Votes program. So, for example, a few days ago in Plainwell, Michigan, we sponsored a grilled cheese and soup dinner with desserts and everything, drinks, and we invited people to come have a nice free dinner, sponsored by Americans for Prosperity. And then I presented the information about 10X Votes, and then we had a 20-minute night of action. And so the 30 or 40 people who came to the dinner took out their phones and registered on 10X Votes right then and there and started finding their 10 people. And that was a very successful night. And we're doing it again in Allegan County on April 7th. And we'll do it wherever there's interest, and including Livingston County.
Let me tell you something else. I have been talking about talking with Kelly Sackett, who is, Kelly. She is the chair of chairs in the state of Michigan as far as the Republican parties, and we have been talking about having parties working together. I mean, I don't think it is any bigger to have 200 people on your Zoom than to have 700 people on the Zoom, right? So I don't have any problem is inviting other chairs to invite their delegates to come to the Zoom, and I can do this. And then if the other chairs want me to do it for their people, I can. So this is really what I mean. I committed to Kelly that I would do whatever it takes. We have a training here that we train candidates how to run, and it is a to the point, absolute, practical. This is how you do it. This is why you do it. This is where you'll do it. And I have something I created called Drick Election Pie, and it's to be electable, you have all these pie slices, and it's things like, endorsements and sign locations and messaging and money and fundraising and name recognition and all the different pie slices. And we talk about each one of them and how to go about them, but in a very, very practical way. Our people win. Our people win big when they follow that path. So, but again, I mean, I told Kelly I'll go out and do any training for any county there. So this is what I'm really looking to push, and this is just one more thing that I can. Like I said, when you got, there's a lot of great chairs in our state. A lot of them aren't master trainers. It's not easy to get up and do something like that for them. For me, it's boom, 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 boom. I've done it for years. So. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is phenomenal, and I'm so sorry that it isn't something I didn't know before, or that I wasn't able to do.
I'm glad you're working with Kelly. We need all 83 county chairs to be working.
Yes.
She's been very supportive of 10X Votes and supporting events that allow us to come in and share and educate people about it. And as chair of chairs, she's in a unique position to educate people all around the state.
Agreed.
And she's committed to doing that. And so I expect really great things to happen in 2026 with regard to the Republican vote. We're going to shock the nation because people are not expecting the midterms to go as well as they're going to go in Michigan. And it's going to be primarily because of 10X Votes.
Right. Okay. And you know what? I believe that after, hearing now what it is, I can understand that. So I am looking forward to it. By the end of the week, I'm going to have something sketched out, at least a rough outline, and I will present it at the April. And I will ask, and I am so proud of our party faithful and our executive committee. We're active. We don't sit back and
awesome.
Whatever. We are out there working. We do things. We have event. Tomorrow we have event here. Eric Nesbitt's coming with Lena Horne. Lena. Woo! Lena Epstein and Eric Nesbitt, or Andy Newses. But I've had all the.
Great.
I've had. I know.
That guy, I met him last night. He's phenomenal.
He was a former 150 years ago here. He was a former Livingston County chair.
Is that
he's right here in Livingston County. So,
he basically shared the gospel last night.
Yes,
it was great.
I've had Mike Cox here. I've had Doug Lloyd here. I've had Kevin. I've had Monica. I've had Amanda. I've had Tom Leonard. I've had we have.
You're active.
We're very active.
Man,
we have
it's a great
breakfast.
model for the rest of the state.
We have breakfast. We have lunch. We have dinner. We have a dinner Thursday. We have the convention this weekend. So it's like go. So I am really looking forward to adding this on. So this is a great talking point for Republicans as well.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the way I'm envisioning this, because my brain works in spider webs. It is, we started off at a meeting and we do a presentation and we get people to use their phones and sign up right there. And then what happens is that then becomes their knowledge. And then as we have our Republican breakfast with people that don't go to the meetings, we can talk what's going on with the Republican. Oh, there's this 10X. Get out your phone. Let's do this. And we can get them to do that right then and there. Then they can go out and do their thing. We can have it done at the church socials. We can have it done so it's not just at the training. Those people get trained and then they become little ambassadors. So that is, to teach them to do other things. So not only are they getting their 10, they're also teaching others or talking to others about doing their 10. So yeah. My brain works that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for everything you're doing. There's Don again. Your efforts are making a real difference, and many of us truly believe you're helping to strengthen and preserve this country.
Amen.
We deeply appreciate your leadership and commitment. God bless you. We're fortunate to have someone like you representing our party. I agree, Ron. Thanks for sharing that. That's terrific. So.
Well, we know we have a special election in the 35th Senate District, Midland, Saginaw, Bay counties. We outnumber the Democrats over there as well, but you wouldn't know it by the primary turnout.
I know.
The socialist antichrist communist candidate got 26,000 people to come out and vote for him, and we had 18,000 people come out and vote for our candidate. That's 8,000 votes difference in the primary. We've got to do better, and yes. So. His campaign is really interested and has embraced our 10X votes, and we got busloads of people going over there to door knock.
I don't know how he can lose that way.
I agree, 100%. We have had about 50 elections since Mr. Trump was elected across the country, special elections, legislative elections, and the Democrats have flipped 26 seats. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
From Republican to Democrat, we flipped 0 seats.
Wow.
That's Republican complacency. You think they outnumber us everywhere?
No.
Not at all. No. Not by a long shot. It's Republicans enjoying the blessings of liberty and just resting on their laurels just because our great president was elected. Well, he can't do it all, and nobody else is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves.
Agreed.
And saving ourselves in Michigan means engaging very seriously with 10X votes to turn out the Republican vote. There's no other tool out there that is permanent in terms of Republican get out the vote efforts, and we are here to stay.
This one's amazing. Do you know Randy Guppy?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you recognize his sense of humor?
Yes.
Before I put anything on the screen, I wanted to make sure you get him. So here we go. Hey, it's Gibbs with lighter skin and heels. Hi, hey, Lance.
Yeah.
That sounds like an inside joke. It also sounds like one I don't know if I want.
I wear. You remember Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince?
Yes.
I wear those Prince heels because I'm really short.
Okay.
And he makes fun of me because of that.
Okay.
And I get mistaken for former congressional candidate John Gibbs. People try to give me money and, hey, love your platform, man. No. Yeah. I recently posted a picture of me and John Gibbs saying, here's proof that I am not John Gibbs.
I saw that. I wonder what that was about. Now I get it. Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. Randy, you're a nutcase. I always love when here's his response. There we are.
Yeah.
Yes, Randy. We love Randy on the show too. So all right. Well, I am super excited. I'm super pumped up about this. Like I said, you'll be looking at you want to check and see if Debbie Drick registered. You're not going to be disappointed. I'm definitely going to do it. So we're going to have a good turnout with that. That is, I'm gonna be committed to for the next couple of months. I'm really gonna put some time in and some trainings into this. And get it out. And if I have to, I'll reach out to, we have monthly chair calls, and I will, and by the next, we just had one, so I've got a couple weeks, which is good. By the next meeting, I will have that training set up, ready to go. If I haven't done it already, ready to go and sketched out, and whatever PowerPoint I need to do or whatever, I'll have that ready to go, and then I will bring it. I will bring it to the chairs meeting and say, anybody want to do this? Fine. If you want me to do it for you, no charge, I'll do it. Let's just get this going. so I can help spread that. So
thank you.
Yes, not a problem. Thank you, Jennifer Aaron. Thank you for having him on tonight. You are welcome. He is a real treasure, isn't he?
She is too.
Okay, good. Yes, she is. So anyway, yeah, that is yeah, I'm going to do this. I give you my word. That's absolutely what I'm going to do. I'm looking forward to this.
May I just make one more comment?
Hey, you can make 20. You got all time. You got all night. You're my only guest tonight.
You know, we have all these different factions in the Republican Party.
No, as if.
It's been wonderful going across this state in the Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula and never running into any drama with regard to the factions. Every one of these factions appreciates and likes what Drew Bourne and Drew Weirda have created here with 10X votes.
Because you're not telling them they're wrong.
No, it just
a
makes
good
sense.
thing. It is. It makes a very sense.
It just makes sense.
It's just I'd love to build our party around this.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a lot less.
Senator Rimstead said the same thing.
Yes.
He'd love to build our party around this.
Yes.
It's the best tool we have going into 2026.
It is. And, and you can, anybody can use it.
Whichever faction is on the furthest right, that's what faction I'm in. And so in the primaries, I'm always trying to help candidates on the far right. Mm-hmm. But in the general election, I'm for Republicans. So I support conservatives in the primary and Republicans in the general. And the 10X Votes program is a way for us to get every one of our Republican candidates in the general across the finish line so that we move that Overton window always to the right.
Yes. Well, I'm in support of that. I'm full support of that. That's terrific. Let's see. Jennifer's back. She says, "Oh, thank you very much, Jennifer. I'm an awesome chair. Thank you."
Yes, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How active you are is really a model for the rest of the state.
Well, we are doing. This is Veronica. Whoops. We're ignoring him. I think Deb and President Trump drink the same water always going. I'm waiting for his call at 3 a.m. Deb, here's what I'm thinking. I had a tremendous idea. We don't have time. I mean, we really, I'm so proud of this, and it's not me. It isn't me because what I do is brainstorm with my team. My team comes up with the ideas. I just put legs to them, or I find the people to run them.
You're a leader.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm an empowerer. I guess there's leaders, different kind of styles.
Scott Greeley says a leader is, getting other people to be better than you almost, and to just be active and inspiring other people to get the best out of them. And that's what you're doing. It sounds like.
Well, yeah. Thank you. That's the way I've always. I mean, I can't do everything, and if everything was just about things I could do, we would have a much slower party.
Exactly.
But it's just basically like this. Our secretary, when she first elected, I met with all my EC, or most of them anyway, and kind of said, "What do you think we should do? What changes do you think we should make? Any ideas?" And one of them said, "Yeah, I'll do a podcast." And I thought, that is like brilliant. So we put the podcast in place, and, we started a 4th Thursday dinner. We started a 2nd Tuesday breakfast. We started what else do we do? Tyler, what else do we do? We do.
You should do a pizza and politics.
Like everybody else, yeah. I do chicken soup cook-offs. I do. We do ice cream socials for candidates. We do the meet and greets for all the candidates. So we do. I'm gonna do. On April 25th, well, just to give you a little preview, Brian Ignatowski is going to kick off his walking. That's a Saturday. It's going to start like 10 o'clock. But at 8:30, yours truly is going to be flipping her award-winning pancakes. And we're going to have pancakes and eggs and some breakfast meat or something. So come have breakfast at 8:30, and then you can walk for Brian at 10. So this is what we do. I invite you to come to our Lincoln Day dinner. We're having it at a big barn. We're doing the America 25th birthday, or 250th birthday, 250th birthday, and yes, parades. Veronica reminded me of the parades.
Which month are you doing the Lincoln Day dinner?
We're doing on Cinco de Mayo. So
in May.
Yeah,
okay.
May 5th. So we will be doing it. I will get you a flyer, but we do fun things. We have line dances, and we have all the candidates talk, and we have. I do some awards. That's really the only official thing we have. Judge Michael Warren will be there with his book. which is the definitive guide to the Declaration of Independence. It's a line-by-line analysis. Oh, perfectly
really?
timed. Oh, yes. And he'll be selling them and signing them there. So plus he'll be talking. So, I mean, he signed up to do that before he signed up to become a Supreme Court justice. So we got 2 for 1 here. We got the author and the candidate. So we have anyway. So we're gonna have the best Mexican buffet you've ever had. So
oh boy.
Yeah. So let's see. Jennifer says she's on the 250th commissioner in Genesee. Hey, I'll send you a flyer, dear. You're welcome to join us. I'm going to send one to everybody. Everybody that wants one, let me know, and I'll send you a flyer, and you can sign up to come if you want. So
May 5th. I know I'm working with Moms for Liberty that night. I've been working with them a lot. I've been to 40 Lincoln Day dinners over the last 12 months.
Make them earlier. but you haven't been to one of ours.
But no, I'd love to come to yours.
Yeah.
I've been putting off Moms for Liberty for a while. They're very interested in helping school board candidates get over the finish line. And our program, obviously, with these elections being so close, 20 votes here, 100 votes there, we can absolutely, move that Overton window to the right and get a lot more conservative and Christian people elected to the school boards to try to end the woke nonsense that's going on.
Oh, and school boards. And then, what I never realized was so important, library boards.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think, when I was talking about this, we had a pastor take over, a conservative pastor take over as president of a local library board. And for the first time in 1,100 years, it was a conservative, majority. So, I thought, okay, good. And my inside, I was thinking, okay, whatever, pat, good for you, keep moving. Holy cow, the fights in there were like get your popcorn and watch.
Absolutely.
The first thing they wanted to do was they had a resolution to put a sticker on any book that had it was sexually graphic, right? Not ban it. Just
put a sticker
not
on.
Make a minimum.
A little warning.
A little warning that says, warning, this is, sexually graphic. And you would think we wanted to sell children to Nigeria. It was just awful. The lines were terrible.
Yeah.
I went as the chair of the party. I just went to watch. It wasn't in my distance, but my husband and I went. He was the chair of the county commission at the time, and we are watching this. And here were the arguments. There one after another up there, and it was. You can't tell I get to pick what my kids read. You don't. Okay, we're good. We're in agreement.
Yeah,
Keep going.
absolutely.
The next one is you just want to ban books. What part of put a sticker on it means ban? Nobody used the word ban until you said it.
Wow.
The next one was you just want to take over control of the library. No, we want to put a sticker on a book.
That's it. That's all.
And so
that's all. Tie a little ribbon around the oak tree.
Oh, it was horrible. And then another lady, she's up there, she's crying her eyes, she's bawling her eyes out. I am a
trans.
It was a trans lesbian. Now I have not figured out. I don't know the inner workings or the this or that or whatever. I don't know how this works. I'm a gay trans gay person or whatever. And I remember thinking, how does that work? But all right, okay, I'm not going to go there, right? And personally, I don't care. What you do in your bedroom's up to you. I don't care about that. That's between you.
Why are you announcing your sexual proclivities?
But she was crying, and it was now, this library's my home, and now I don't feel safe. What part of putting a sticker on there makes you feel unsafe? Then, so anyway, because this was such hoopla, I brought the pastor on the podcast.
Oh.
And I was on here with him.
Now, which pastor is this?
Pastor Bolin on Floodgate Church. Okay. And I brought him on the podcast. I'd also brought a county commissioner, and I don't remember. I think it was the county commissioner from that area, West Nakagiri. And I had him on here, so I had I had them both on, but I don't remember which one was on. But we were talking about this issue, and we're going on, and I'm reciting exactly like I talked here. And I got some librarian, some Democrat librarian bashing me every other thing, and it's you shouldn't be doing this, and this is just you shouldn't be banning books, blah 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 blah. And I'm looking at that thinking again, what part of sticker means this? And then I waited for it, and I was ready for it. And I waited for it, and I said, well, you know what? The sticker's good because it defines, it stops the pornography in the library. It just labels it. It just doesn't even stop it, but it labels it,
labels
right?
the pornography.
And what happened was she said to me, let's see if I can find it. What she said to me was, there is no pornography in the thing. And I said, okay. And I thought, okay, you've done it now. And I put this up on the screen. Ready? I put this on the screen. I said, you have no pornography in the library. Read those two, just skim over them because they're pretty yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, just read them over both. And they're talking about no pornography in the library. And I said, and I looked at that and I said, now you've looked at those, right? Right. And I said, one of those came out of a library book that any kid can watch. Any kid can grab and read. The other one came out of Penthouse Forum. Can you tell me which one was which? That woman shut up. She tried one more thing and I said, all right, I'll tell you right now, I will shut up. I'll back off. You tell me, you let your grandkids read this and then we'll go from there. End of story. Problem. Yeah. This was, like I said, one of those was from Penthouse. One of those was from a graphic and those, whatever those things were, actually the worst of them was in the library. The milder of the
worst of the two.
The worst of the two. That bottom two was from the library.
And you couldn't put a sticker on that.
She didn't want the sticker on that. But what was worse, what I didn't show in there were the graphic cartoons of the X. From, any kid picks this up and starts reading. So I mean, I guess I never knew that, and I was flabbergasted. I was slackjaw. And I remember saying, my kids used to ask me, Mom, when they were teenagers, Mom, can I go hang out uptown? No. Mom, can I go hang out at the park? No. Mom, can I go to the library? All right, okay, go ahead. It's like, now I'm thinking, you should be better off at hanging out at the park or the uptown.
People have the right to produce smut and pornography, I guess. And the elected officials and administrators and bureaucrats have a fiduciary and moral responsibility to promote decency.
I agreed.
Putting a sticker on promotes decency.
I know, and it's not like the kid can't still pick the book up. That's where I have an issue. I feel like in Lansing, of course, we got one of the reasons, and I will tell you something. I will be down in Lansing daily knocking on legislative's door if we get the majority, and it's going to be this. Pornography is not clearly defined. It has got all these. Jim Runstead was here on the show, and I was talking to him about this, and he was trying to tell me about what the and it's like, if there's a cartoon, then it's not pornography. And it's like, yes, all the nuances and all the little, it must be, or, A, B, C, D, and then, I, all that kind of stuff that gave it all the exceptions and the this and that. And it all, the way, when I read it, and I worked in the legislature through 3 different governors. I know how to read laws and figure them out. That one lost me. It was like, it was so many bunny holes.
That's on
and
purpose.
I think it was, yes, you're right.
The
exactly
Satan
what I was going to say.
is a devil and god of confusion.
Man, it was horrible. And I thought, if we get majority, that's the first thing I'm going to do is go ask somebody. Let's clarify this, please. Yeah. Let's define this so it's clear what it is, and then you can say in a library if it fits this simplified explanation. If it describes sexual acts, if it talks about sex in any way, it's not something somebody under 18 should read. So if you believe your child should read that, and your child is 17 years old or 14 years old or worse, 12, and you feel your child is okay to give that to them, you are free to check that out and hand it to them, and then you get to know that you no, I couldn't. I remember when my boys turned 13, they were 13, 11, or 12 and 14. Oh, I remember sitting down in the, no, I'm not that, that talk went to granddad, or went to dad, no, went to mom. I had the daughter, I had to do that one, all right. So but I remember going down and said, Mom, you want to watch TV? All right, let's go watch TV. And I wasn't ever a TV watcher. And I went down to watch TV, and I turned the TV on, and I remember the show. It was NYPD Blue. I don't know if you remember that show or not, but it was one of the early shows to show a lot of nudity, a whole back nudity, and then woman upper body and, whatever. So it was, but the first thing I turned on was, there they were in bed, and I went, ew. I'm sitting there with my boys. I turn the channel. I go to something else. It's the same kind of thing. Search something else. I'm like, is there a show I can watch with my sons? I felt so creeped out with all that. Ew, I don't want to sit with my 12 and 14-year-old and watch, sexual actions. No, ew. So I ended up finding Red Green. Score!
Oh my God.
That became a favorite. We start watching Red Green all the time because it wasn't ever anything I needed to worry about. There might have been a slight hint towards something a little that, but nothing inappropriate, nothing. Anyway, so we became a family of very little TV after that. At what point, I don't know what that happened. I didn't grow up with that on TV, so.
No, I didn't either.
But, I can't imagine if I felt that squirmy. I can't imagine walking in and seeing my kid read something like this.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and then worse, showing up at a library board saying, I think it's okay. I think you should, not label those things.
Don't
they
label
can read what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway. That is just my 2 cents.
That's just pure evil.
It is.
It really is. It's straight from hell.
It is.
I was at an event recently with Representative Steve Carra. He's the head of the Freedom Caucus.
I love him.
How can you not love him?
You know what? I've worked for a lot of representatives and things. I always wanted to work for him. Always.
Really?
Yes. He would have been if I could pick one, that would be the one. Yes.
Wow. That's
amazing. I like a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot I'd like to work for.
Sure.
Gina Johnson. That's another one.
Jim
love
DeSena.
her. Yeah. Yes. Those are the ones that I'd love to work for. But anyway.
Yes. Well, at this event with Steve Carra just recently, there was a gentleman in the crowd from Poland. He moved here in 1988, I think he said.
Wow.
And so he lived under tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows
what. How old was he?
He was probably in his 80s.
Okay, so he has some memory.
Oh, he has some traumatic memories.
Sure.
And he understands that we're only a generation or a bad election or two away from the United States becoming unrecognizable.
Yep.
He saw it happen
close.
in his own country. We certainly did come close.
Yeah.
He saw it in his own country. Just think, Russia, for example, was a Christian nation for 1,000 years before the Bolshevik communist revolution, and where they tried to eradicate Christianity from the country. And they went from being a Christian nation for 1,000 years to communism. And people think the United States is immune from any such revolution or takeover. The radicals in the street shooting police officers and burning down buildings and calling themselves anti-fascists are revolutionaries that will be very happy with you and me in jail or dead.
Right. I know.
And we have to recognize that's what we're up against. And so for us to sit back and not participate in this fight on the battlefield is dereliction of duty, dereliction of civil duty. And so we're asking everybody to engage with 10X votes to actually make a difference and literally save our republic.
Yes, I agree. It is. I agree. It is a. We came close, and I think that probably it was hell living through those Biden years and even some of the Obama years, but I think the reward, I guess, or the gift, the silver lining, I guess, if you'll say, is we realize how close we came. a lot of us did, and a lot of us that were like we talked about earlier, the complacency. You don't need to, you don't need to go knock on doors if everything's running well. You don't, like I said, everything's going great. You don't pray as much either. So that, having that close call, because can you imagine had Trump lost and Kamala was right now president, and we had not flipped, and we were still all Democrat in this state? I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what it would have been. So
remember, millions of people were pouring into the country every month.
I know. That was scary. Now, excuse me while I yell at Curtis. Curtis brings this up every single thing, that his original jurisdiction of the Township Board Republicans, as per Thomas Jefferson. And what I tell him every single podcast, and what I tell him
the hell
on
are
Facebook,
you talking about?
Well, yes. And I also tell him I will bring him on the podcast to explain it once he can figure out how to explain it. I asked him to explain it. He sent me some kind of
dissertation. You gotta explain it yourself, dude.
You gotta do it. You gotta understand it, and you gotta tell us. You come right in sit in the hot seat and you explain what it is.
That's
and then we'll learn. But until that,
we went on a drive. We went on a drive recently to an amazing event.
You and Curtis?
Yeah.
Oh. Did he bring that up? Of course he did. Still.
Well, of course he does. That's a passion of
mantra,
his.
Yeah.
It's a passion, and on the surface, I think it probably makes sense. I don't know, but he needs to be able to explain it, and it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be something that's doable with majorities.
Right.
And maybe what he's talking about might require super majorities. And so I just told him, man, you wanna spend your time on things that are going to be actually helpful, where we can actually make a difference.
Right.
We didn't get into this trouble of losing the great freedoms that we started with in this country overnight.
No.
And we're not going to get back to this Jeffersonian society you're talking about overnight. We're going to have to get back to it in baby steps. And so why don't you come up with a strategy to help us do that?
Yes, and that's got to be explained.
And I'll be right behind him, helping him along the lines when it comes to restoring freedom and liberty. I'll be right side by side, locked arms with him.
Oh yeah, I mean you're right, and there's a lot of different things that we can do to help that, but to throw out a title over and over and over, nobody knows it. If I speak a Japanese line to you, every single week, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's not going to go anywhere. So I have invited him to sit in that hot seat the minute he can explain it, not by sending me a dissertation by somebody else. No. You sent me this, I started reading it, and I said back, no.
God help us.
You tell me in your words. I don't want to hear what somebody else thinks. I want to know what you think. So you got an open invitation, mister. Just let me know.
I'll bring him. All
right, good. All right, well, but like you are right. Back to our topic here. You are right. That was very, very, very close. Right now, America would be unrecognizable had President Trump not stepped in and won that back. I shudder. I just shudder thinking of how bad it would have been. So, again, I hope that it is. I hope that it's fresh in people's mind, that it motivates them. We can never ever let that, you see the pictures of on every September 11th, you see the towers and it says never forget. We need to have that. We need to have a never forget symbol.
Yeah.
Or a never forget.
Never forget that the President of the United States ordered the Department of Homeland Security to stand down and let the country be invaded by millions of people who have turned out to be, among them, lots of murderers, rapists, drug lords.
Every time I see a picture of like a little kid that got, or a young woman or something,
raped
I just,
by one of the illegals
and I think to myself, those people laugh it off and they joke about it, and I mean, I don't know how much more sick you get than than defending the people that will do that. Oh, they're not all like that. So what? If it was your daughter, you'd be saying something very similar, but it's not. It's somebody else's problem. Curtis is working on a book. Well,
praise the Lord,
Curtis, that's good. Now let me tell you something. The cover of the jacket of the book, it has this explanation of what the book's about. You still got to get there, bud. You can't go through. You cannot put it in an academic style, manuscript and expect it to go. You still got to put the explanation in the book. So that's what I want you to talk about. Anyway, so yeah, it's
Yeah, I feel stupid talking to Curtis because I'm like, what are you talking about? Am I dumb? Am I dumb? Or are you just not explaining it well? Or what is going on here?
He's not explaining it all. I asked him to, I seriously, I looked at his, his rhetoric, and then I finally said, that's it, I'm going to find out. I sent him a Facebook message and said, Curtis, explain this to me. Stop telling me what I need to do on my podcast and tell me what it is. And he sent me links. I was like, no, you have to tell me.
That's a big commitment to read all this backstory.
And you know what? I know. And nobody will, and that's why I suspect he's up there all by himself. If you can come up with an individual explanation, I mean, maybe if you just sent me a textbook of or an academic paperwork on 10X, I probably wouldn't have read that either. Look what I would have missed. So if he can put it in simple language that people can understand, boom, people are going to use it. So let that be a lesson to you, Mr. Clark. Dummy it down for the rest of the world, and then we'll jump on board. So. Maybe. So yes, Curtis, I see Curtis has he has a great brain.
Yeah.
I think he observes things a lot.
He is a patriot.
He is a patriot. He is definitely a patriot, and we never ever have to worry about him going the wrong way.
Amen.
On the other side of that coin, you got to stop being a complainer and start being a builder.
Amen.
You're doing a lot of demo, mister. You focus on a lot of demo. Stop trying to demo stuff. Start trying to build something.
Amen.
If you don't like the way something's working, build something better. Run for an office. But that constant line on every Facebook post, that's not going to do anything good. So build something. I challenge you. I double dog dare you. Build something. Create something. Create a program. Create something akin to 10X. That explains your thing. Create something, build something. I have no doubt there's lots of people that would get on board.
There are.
Yeah, get on a committee, start a group where you meet on Zoom once a month and you talk about Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Cooley and what they thought about it.
Thomas Cooley. I think.
Are we talking law school Thomas Cooley? Thomas Cooley? I don't know.
Right. I don't either, honestly. The sovereign citizen groups might be a good place to start for Curtis. They tend to think about.
Don't go harming them. We don't need anarchy. No, don't listen to him. Pay no attention to the man behind the black t-shirt. No.
All right, Curtis, you're on your own.
We'll figure out something better here. We'll plan your life for you, and we'll let you know. So yeah, I mean, there are people that would love to hear these ideas and love to plan, but you got to have a plan, a plan to make something happen instead of just complaining about it. So find either of you, or maybe either of you hear about Italy? I believe that just changed their citizen requirements to only direct children of Italian-born parents can receive citizenship from Italy now. Anyone else will be a citizen of their country. Yeah, I figured it out. So anyway, all right, well, I did not hear that. Did you know that? No, you don't go outside France. No. If it's not French, he doesn't know it. Okay.
No, Italy's right next door. I spent a lot of time in Italy, and they have a lot of interesting, to say the least, laws and cultural policies and expectations. For example, innocent until proven guilty is not a thing in Italy.
Is it guilty until proven innocent?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, they're another country that doesn't necessarily exit their leaders in a healthy manner.
But I think they're thinking about their borders, according to this.
What do you know?
And it's important. They're learning that you can't open up your borders and expect your country to last. You can't let your country be flooded by people who don't speak your language, who don't share your cultures, who don't love your country, and want
to make their country like your country like theirs.
And most importantly, a different religion, and expect things to go well. Europe is learning the hard way, and Poland is standing out. Hungary too, but Poland really standing out as probably the one country that hasn't had a single terrorist attack in its inception, since its inception. They're the only country that hasn't had a Muslim terrorist attack.
Why?
They don't allow Muslims to come into the country as refugees. and it's really that simple.
Wow.
They don't allow it. The more you let in, the more the risk goes up, because the religion is a religion of jihad, whether they want to admit it or not.
Wow. I guess I didn't know that they didn't.
Yeah, Poland doesn't, and as a result, no terrorist attacks.
I've got like 70,000 letters in my last name ending in ski, so it's okay. I should know it. Very few vowels.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, yeah. So, all right. So, Clarence Clark agrees. You got it. And he's still gonna slip a little reading that I have to do. It also involves eliminating the unconstitutional one-man jury, HB 4434. Okay. I'm not reading it. You got to tell me when you right there. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, Here we go. Right, this is why we voted for Trump. I think it shows we are not the only country concerned about our citizenship. Amen to that, Jennifer. That was very well said. That's true, and I think other ones. What does France do?
With regard to
letting anybody in or no, or citizenship?
Well, they have what's called le droit de sol, where so if you're born...
You said that so well.
birthright citizenship.
Okay. So you don't get, if I move to France, I don't get to get citizenship if I've been there for 5 years.
No, you burn on the soil of France, then you're a French citizen.
Other than that, no adoptees?
They do allow naturalization.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, they had a worldwide empire. You know, many countries in Africa were part of France. Nigeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Senegal, the Ivory Coast, and then, of course, they had dominions in the Caribbean and Canada, and most of the United States was French dominion. It was called Louisiana, and it stretched from Florida all the way to the state of Washington. And they sold it to us, and that's how, in large part, how we ended up with our big, great country. But having a worldwide dominion, once those countries started becoming independent, individuals inside those countries become dependent on the motherland, and so they start moving to France and becoming dependent upon the social security that France offers to its people, and it's been a tremendous drain on their already socialist economy.
And France has gone up and down if I remember, and I'm not a French history, but I had a passing interest in it over the years, here and there.
Everybody does.
Here and there. But if I remember correctly, it goes up and down in the money. And a lot of the biggest issues ever in France happened because they woke up one day and discovered that they didn't have any money, so they did crazy things, you know.
That's true.
I mean, if you think about the terror, you know, that started when, you know, the court was bankrupt. When you think about what happened with what's his name? Was it Philip the Fair with the Knights Templar and burning them at the stake and trying to seize their assets? But before that, he flushed the Jews out of there. That was all because he had a bankrupt kingdom. And here's the Templars with their invention of the banking system, and then they found reported Solomon's treasure. They got more money than the entire Pope. So boom, we want to catch that. So that's a talk for our next show. But
their once great kingdom and then great empire under Napoleon has been reduced to a socialist hellhole full of Muslim immigrants.
That's exactly what Veronica says. Veronica says France is awful. Macron is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, you're right. Europe is falling apart except Hungary and Poland. Very sad. Melania is trying.
She's
Veronica's from Ireland, and so she hops around on a little backpack of it. She's here with us now. We're not letting her go back. So yeah, it is. So it is interesting to see how. It's interesting to see how other, for the longest time, reportedly, not that I know, but reportedly, other countries resented us, including France.
Yes,
I heard that France hated our guts. And they hated us. And now you see more and more of them flipping toward starting to take some of our policies. Not all of them, but they're starting to employ some of our policies. And maybe that will provide some understanding about why we are who we are, and maybe not. Do you ever England, the United Kingdom? They have London is in a big problem. Boy, they've got more.
London has fallen
fallen. And there is the parliament there, the leadership there, and I don't know where the king stands on this or whatever, but parliament is absolutely letting, the refugees, the Muslim refugees, run wild. And the people, they're in the streets with big flags saying, we want our country back, knock this off. And I don't know what's going on, but I follow a woman, and if you don't follow her, you should. She's absolutely hysterical, but she makes sense. Her name is Katie, what's her name? Katie Holmes, is that who it was? And she does a little TikTok stuff that's called Batshit Bonkers Britain. And she is absolutely hysterical. One of these days I'm going to play something she does here. Absolutely hysterical. She's in love with the Department of Defense guy, Pete. She talks about him, but she'll be talking about something going on, then she'll stop, and then Pete, Mr. Beef Hunk, whatever.
That's kind of how I am about Kristi Noem.
Okay, all right. Well, she's but it's hysterical how she goes on about him. Anyway, but she talks about some of the stuff going on over there. I am not giving up on her. I'm going to get her on this podcast. Obviously not in person, but I will get her on this podcast. I will have her on here. So anyway, so here's Veronica says, she agrees with you. London's fallen. Mark says he's never leave this country. I don't think I'd want to. The only time you left the country was going to and from New York State through Canada. Yes, I have done that. Excuse me. It's allergy season. Ugh. Going to and from New York State through Canada. Yes. But I would, I've never been over. I know I shouldn't. I've never been across the pond. I'd love to, but I will not go unguided or guided by some company that I paid to guide me. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to happen. I am going to, I might take a cruise sometime and do that. Either that or you're over there someday. Let me know and you can show me around. Mm-hmm. And then we got Curtis here he's going to lord his knowledge over me. Alex, pronounce that.
De Tocqueville.
Okay. Was an intelligence gatherer from France. He traveled in America from 1831 to 1834 and wrote his book, Democracy in America, in 1835.
One of the greatest works of all time.
Really? Good.
100%.
Stammer is actually the worst. King Noah abandoned the Church of England. Who is Stammer the...
Yeah, the
Prime Minister? Okay. Well, I think England, I hear Stammer, and I think of King George. Whatever he was.
Oh, yeah. Who stuttered?
Yeah. It was George, right? Yes.
Yeah. The fourth.
So, yes. Albert. Well, he was Bertie. He was. Right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's literally like the Twilight Zone. That's what I'm hearing. Like I said, I follow this Katie Holmes, and that's what she says. So, anyway, all right. Well, I probably talked your ear off tonight, and I'm so glad you came. And I am dead serious when I say I want to set up a time to talk about the differences between the constitutions of any of the countries, particularly France versus America. What can we learn from that? What could they learn from us? Even, there's always lessons to be learned, even if you learn what not to do. Or, wow, that's an interesting process. Maybe we should think about that. And you seem to have a lot of knowledge about it. So
it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, sure. I'm really looking forward to it. So, all right, we're going to go on commercial here, and I'm going to come back, and we're going to talk a little bit about convention. And then we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. So think about topics you might want to talk about, and then we'll bring them up. But other than that, I will be right back.
Someone once said, where your treasure goes, there also will be your heart. What kind of world do you want to invest in? Do your investments fund industries that tempt people to harm relationships? What if you could be more intentional with your money? What if your investments built content that enriched others' minds? Jason Huntley, CFP, has been guiding families for 30 plus years to plan, invest, and build for the next generation. Scan the QR code now to make that first step to investing intentionally.
back. Boy, wasn't that interesting. I'm really glad he came out here. It was great to have him out here. And I will have him back over the, I think it'd be fascinating to talk about the different countries and the constitutions and what's different and, you know, what maybe the evolution of some of them and, you know, versus ours. So, you know, France had a big part of our formation as well. So, anyway, so Mark asked, and I was going to anyway, but especially because Mark asked, I'm going to talk a little bit about convention. We do have convention. I'm going to get out my phone because I shared my phone. Let me get here. Oh no, you know what? It wasn't in a text. So I know there are some events on Friday night. I've looked into it. I know Doug Lloyd is having a Friday night event at Gatsby's, maybe across the street from the convention. I think they're going to a convention center. I think he's at Gatsby's across the street. So what? Oh, you have it?
For Doug?
Yeah. What do you got there?
It's Friday night. It's the Ruby Ballroom inside the Vibe Show place.
Doug's is? He told me it was at Gatsby's. Maybe he wants me to go to Gatsby's. Okay. Look at that. Delegates for Doug, convention reception, Friday night, March 27th, 8 to 9:30 at the Ruby Ballroom. I'll be darned. He told me Gatsby, so he must have changed it. Maybe he got too big for it. And then I think Monica Yatuma has hers in the place, and it's another ballroom. She's having a band. I can't remember. She changed hers. I can't get that off for you. Amanda Love is having a breakfast. And, you know, you can go on their campaign websites, and I'm sure this stuff is listed. Amanda's having a breakfast. Anthony Ferlini, I believe, is also having a breakfast. Scott, are you still here? Hi, Londa. Londa Gatt just joined us. So, Scott, if you're still here, let us know, what is Anthony doing for, I thought I saw he's having a breakfast. Maybe not. But I know Mike Rogers is having a breakfast. And on the Livingston County Republican Party page, I'm sure all the chairs got something, but the Livingston County Republican Party page, or the one, Livingston Republicans, the private one, it has a link on there. I put a link on there this morning to invite anybody. You have to register to go to the breakfast, but you know, which is good because they want to know how much food to make. And so we have that. So that there's that. I have not heard anything about, I don't know where Kevin's having, I haven't heard anything about Kevin's, but I know that, like I said, Doug's having it someplace. So they're on site anyway, which is good. I'm going to be going up there. I'm spending the night. I think that, you know, those Friday night, they're great network sessions. So I know a lot of people don't want to drive up Friday and go back and drive back up Saturday, but it's a half an hour from Brighton. So I encourage everybody to go up. I encourage to, you know, if you're worried about going by yourself or whatever, find me, text me, I'll meet you. You can hang out with me. I'm as inclusive of everybody as they come. So if you're worried about being by yourself, or, you know, you don't want to go because you want to be by yourself, come with me. Or, you know, meet me there. So we'll reception hop together. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is going to all the receptions and, you know, talking to, I've met all the candidates, so I want to talk to, the delegates there and the other chairs and people from, I'll tell you something, there's people on here every single week that come on every Tuesday and talk to me. And, you know, Mark Ashley Price is my old buddy now. I've never met him, so I'm going to finally meet him there. So there will be lots of stuff, but this is going to be a weird convention. This is an odd duck. And I'm hearing a lot of squawking. I don't know if you've heard the squawking. Where's Chris Long when I need him? But the squawking looks like this. I've heard that they have a hard stop by 5:30. Everybody needs to be out. That's what I've heard. I've heard they aren't allowing like speeches or anything by candidates beforehand because they need to be out. I think I thought at first they were doing videos, but I don't even think they're doing that now. And I sure wish, I'm going to text Chris, tell him to get on my podcast so I can ask him questions. Hang on. I got 17 texts looking for whip counts. I don't do whip counts. All right. Can you get on my podcast now? Okay. Yeah. So if Chris can get on, then I'm gonna have him explain it. Matter of fact, if he can, I might if he can get on it, then I'm gonna remote him in and we can ask him the questions. So let's see if he can get on. But anyway, that'll make the difference if he comes on. But I am hearing it's going to be very, very quick. Scott Greenlee will announce the party okay, so there will be a party. Okay. That's kind of what I thought, but then I thought I heard somebody say it was going to be a breakfast. But that would make sense. You have Amanda breakfast, you have Mike Rogers breakfast, so okay. So anyway, thanks for that, Londa. Appreciate it. So we'll have to see. But I know there's several of them Friday nights, so we're gonna just kind of hop around and talk to people. But if you've not been to one of these things, you should go. It's a great chance to just like kind of sit down and have some, you can have drinks if you want drinks, or you have your your app. There's always free food there, appetizers and things. So it's a great way to just sit down and be social with Republicans that, maybe we've all spoken on here. Maybe you've spoken to them on Facebook or on Twitter or on, TikTok or something. You've followed them or whatever. It's a good place to meet some of the people that you've been talking to in other avenues. So I am super looking forward to that. Let's see. He has not answered. He's not even saw it, so I probably won't get him. So, all right. But that's what I understand to be the agenda. It's going to be, there's some speaker that I do not know why we have a speaker, but of somebody else, but not the candidate, but okay. There's some speaker that's going to be there. We're going to get in there and register. You get your credentials. If for anybody out there that's an alternate and you're thinking, oh, I don't think I need to go. Yes, you do. I've already lost my number one alternate and one of my, and I haven't even gotten there. And I called my number one alternate and said, I've lost one, has a crisis in the house. Can you be there? And nope, called me back. Nope, he's got a crisis going. So people drop. So you do need to be there. If you signed up to be there and you signed up to be an alternate, unless it's a crisis, please do not make it, oh, I didn't realize the football game was on. You need to go. This is so important. This is what we've worked really, really hard for. So no, he's not even seen it yet. So maybe I could call him. Well, I don't call people on my podcast often, so let's just see how this goes.
Has been forwarded to
Has been forwarded. Anyway, all right, well, on another call. Well, excuse me while I yell at him. Hold on. Okay, I just bugged him, so it's a good chance Madam Chair, I will see a good chance. Good. That's the best way that's the best way, right? And you're good heavens, Mark, you're not that far. Nobody's a nice one. I'll zoom you in. No. Can you zoom in? Hold on. I get the feeling he wanted to know if it's audio only. That means he's in his Smurf pajamas or something. Hold on. All right, so I know. Well, you got to understand, Chris and I pick on each other a lot. We're very funny. Londa, are you going Friday or just Saturday? Or are you going at all? I don't think you're even going, are you? Or were you on the list? I don't remember. All right, let me invite a guest. Hold on. Let's see how I do this. Copy. Okay. Now let's get out of here. And then I have to go to type in Deb Drick, please. Oh no, I'm sorry. Type in Gmail. I'm an idiot. Right there. Stop. Got it. Okay. All right. Type in Chris Long. Right there. Okay. Chris at grassrootsstrong.com. Okay. Now I'm going to here. Compose. Chris at Grassroots Strong. Whoops, my bad. Okay, go ahead. Oh, he's getting on. Woohoo! Okay. Okay, so hang on. Okay, sent. All right, now let's go back to here. And let's see, wait till he shines in here. Yes, he is, Mark. He says Chris is funny. Yes, he is. Oh, Londa's going Saturday to help Anthony for Lenny. Good. Okay, so you're not coming down Friday night? Oh, you should come down Friday night. That's what's fun. You can help him then, too. Okay. So let me tell them. All right, so Chris is coming on, and he'll give us the skinny. So, yes, it's going to be fun. Let me go to my sent folder in case I have to send that to something different. Forward. Okay, he should be coming on. So anyway, but the parties are Friday night, and then Saturday and I'm going to have Chris confirm this. But look around and reach out to me either by text or by email. chair@livingstonrepublicans.com. Let me know if you need a link to like the Rogers breakfast or Amanda's breakfast or Doug's party. They're all out there, and if you just go to their websites, you'll see these. You'll see like a QR code or a link that you can click, and then you can sign up for these parties. But to go, and they're like I said, they're fantastic ways to network. And if you can, I see Chris Long. Here we go. Booyah! Here we are.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Glad you could. I told, glad you could drop in at a moment's notice like this. It's terrific that I can just command. You're like Beetlejuice. I can say your name 3 times, and there you are. All right, so let's get you a little power
for tonight.
So the topic tonight is we had some people ask about the convention. Yeah. Normally I could tell you what happens at a convention. This one's up and down and right and left. So tell me what is going to happen and what isn't going to happen and what we need to know.
Yep. So at the convention in Novi on Saturday, we're going to arrive. We're going to get credentialed where we have to give our driver's license, and we'll get our tags, official credentials, and then you'll get guest passes if you are a guest. And then we're going to be ushered into the convention hall where we'll be seated by districts. The voting members will be in one area for each district. And then the alternates and guests will be in the other area. It will be guarded off. What?
In the cheap
the cheap seats, the nosebleeds.
Yes.
No, nosebleeds. It's still on the same floor.
Right.
It's separated there's a separation, and that's where the alternates will be. And then I believe there'll be a guest section, or at least in the back somewhere. And so then about 10 o'clock or right before 10 o'clock, the convention will begin. The chairman will come out, say some words, and then it will go into the convention process where the temporary chairman of the convention, the parliamentarian, all those things are elected. They're given their oath of office. We approve the agenda, and then we're ushered into voting. Now, the agenda is approved slightly before the convention officers come on board. But after the oath of office is done for the temporary officers of the convention, everybody is ushered over to do the voting. And we got to get to voting.
No candidate speeches, no nothing.
There's no candidate speeches. The videos will not be played. It is your job as a delegate, and these people have been running. The SOS and AG have been running since last July, or some of them before last July. So you've had plenty of time. They've been all over the state, and there's plenty of opportunities to hear from them. If you're going to this convention and you don't know who you're voting for, you haven't been doing your homework and you haven't been doing your due diligence.
Or anybody that doesn't know, call me and I'll help you.
I have not met anybody yet or talked to anybody that does not know who they're going to be voting for.
Right.
I've heard rumors that there are some people, but it's like, oh, what are you doing? What have you been doing? Where have you been living? Under a rock for the last July? Like, come on, folks. What are you doing? So anyway, we're going to start voting. There will be the first round will be for SOS and AG. And then after we're done voting, you'll be dismissed by districts. But after you're done voting, there will be this time where the votes are processed and the count is determined. I predict there's going to be, from the time the voting starts to the time we get results, I predict about a 2-hour delay for that.
I heard they're hand counting. Is that true?
Currently, yes.
Oh my God.
That's
we'll be lucky if it's 2 hours.
Well, between 2 and 3 hours for one round, I believe it's going to just to process everything. There's only so many tabulators, so what it is right now is there's first tabulators, and then there's a group of people that wanted hand counts, and even though that was voted down at the state committee meeting, somehow there's going to be a hand count, and that's going to take up more time. So then we're going to get the results of round one, which will give us, we will immediately know who the AG candidate is on that first round once we get the results. If none of the SOS candidates get 51% or more, 50%
plus one,
50% plus one votes in the first round, then the SOS candidates will go back and we'll have to go vote again. The first one will be the first candidate. The candidate with the least amount of votes will be eliminated for the second round, and we will vote again for the remaining two.
Right. And we'll have a winner at that point.
We will have a winner at that point. But again, once that second vote starts, it's going to be another 2 to 3 hours before we can process and before we know the results of the processed votes. So I foresee a minimum of 6 hours at this convention. What I actually see will probably be a lot longer, just between the rumors and all that. So,
and what time does the voting start?
The voting is supposed to start at 10 a.m. when the convention starts, because the whole process of giving the oath of office and all that, and accepting the rules report, and doing the oath of office for the temporary chairs of the convention should take 30 seconds to 5 minutes. We should begin voting at 10:05. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. I know there are a lot of different factions and disagreements that are going to happen. Hopefully we are mature enough to understand we are there to vote, not here to solve the world's problems, not here to solve all the problems that exist in the party. Not all those things need to be addressed. Hopefully everybody understands we're here to vote at the convention. Okay?
Okay.
If everything goes smoothly, we will start voting sometime at 10 a.m.
You said that without laughing. I'm impressed. Oh, God. I couldn't get through it without laughing.
You should be out of there by 4 o'clock.
All right. Now, when do you have school board and you have judicial, but they're unopposed, right?
They're unopposed, so they will immediately receive a confirmation by the body.
Okay.
That will basically be a unanimous vote for all.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do we have a second candidate for the Supreme Court yet?
I don't know. Let me check.
How do we not know?
I'm not aware.
How does Michigan not know? Not you. I'm not yelling at you. You all yell at later. But how does Michigan not know we have two candidates? We know we have one.
It's a good question.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm supposed to ask you if you know how long it'll take to get through approving the credentials report and rules report.
We do have two Supreme Court candidates.
We do. Who's the second one?
Judge Cassandra Morris Bills. So we have Michael Warren and Judge Cassandra Morris Bills.
Morris Bills. All right.
Judge Cassandra Morris Bills is a lifelong Michigander dedicated to upholding the Constitution, the rule of law, and principles of the fairness and accountability in the courtroom. Born and raised in Michigan, Judge Morris Bills understands the values, work ethic, and traditions that shape the communities of the state. Judge Morris Bills currently serves as a sitting judge presiding over the cases in a probate district and circuit courts, where she has earned a reputation of thoughtful decision-making, respect for law, and firm commitment to justice. From family and probate matters to complex civil criminal cases, Judge Morris Bills brings experience, discipline, and integrity to every case that comes before the court. I'm not seeing where she is a judge.
Where? Yeah. Okay. Well, that would be easy to find out. Okay.
No, well, all
right.
Let me Google. We have a beautiful thing in 2026 called Google.
No way.
Let's see. Oscoda. It seems.
Oscoda?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oscoda County.
Okay. All right.
So she.
All right. Well.
There, but she's automatically in. She will be our Supreme Court.
I'll take it. I just hope that she meets all those minimum. Chris and I both wrote articles here recently about electability. His came from one angle, mine came from another, but they ran parallel to each other quite well. But I just hope that she meets those criteria. My basic four, as I call them, my big four.
I assume they do.
Yes, let's hope so. I know Judge Michael Warren does, so let's hope. All right, well, that's what we really wanted to know. Are you allowed, do we know any of the rules? Are we allowed to bring food or drink or anything into the thing, or you have to buy it there? Or, for me, if I got to wait 3 hours, I'm going to go in, I'm going to vote, and I'm going to go have lunch, or breakfast or whatever.
An excellent question that I would like to know as well.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll have to figure that out. All right. Well,
let me know.
I will. Well, I guess I just don't understand why all the changes. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we just can't have the place long enough to take any chances.
I don't know. I will say that everybody who is going expect to stay there till the end. If you leave,
oh my God,
if you leave early or leave after the first vote and think, oh, I voted, I'm done. If you do not leave after you voted until the meeting has adjourned. When the gavel goes down and says meeting adjourned, then you may leave. If you leave early, what that does is allow other people's choices to rise to the top, whether that's through alternates voting or just the fact that there's less people voting. Therefore, the threshold needed to get a 50% plus one is now less, because it's not a total number of votes. It's a percent, 50% plus one. So if there's 2,000 people there, it takes 1,001 votes to get 50% plus one, and that's the candidate that wins. If 500 people leave and we don't have alternates to fill those spots, now we have 751 people deciding who the majority is.
Yep, that's not good. The other problem is with the more at most, or not most, but many conventions, there's usually somebody that tries to pull a fast one. They try to put their thumb on the scale somewhere, or they try to get some outside interest addressed by putting up a motion to suspend the rules so they can now get something passed that has failed 15 times. And if there aren't enough people there to say, no, we're not suspending the rules, then you wake up the next morning and think, oh my God, now we're limited. Now we have to do this. Now we don't have any control anymore. So yes, so we don't want to do that. So here we go. So the venue says no outside food or drink. Thanks, and takes 50% with one vote. Yes, that's what we said. So anyway, so yeah, this is going to be, I mean, I think 5:30 is, didn't I hear, did you hear that 5:30 is a hard stop? Yeah. We got to be out of there by 5:30, so I'm suspecting 5 will be a hard stop.
And I've heard 5:30.
Okay. Oh, 4:30?
I've heard 4 o'clock and I've heard 5:30. I don't know.
Oh dear God, if it's 4 o'clock, we're going to be in trouble.
Something at 4 and there's something at 5:30.
Ay.
If we go over our allotted time in that convention hall, it will cost likely $10,000 an hour, if not more. So for every hour we are over because we can't get along and we can't unite and we can't walk fast enough to the voting booths, or we can't hand count quick enough, or we keep screwing up because people can't count, the longer we're there, the more it's going to cost us money.
Yike. We don't have it to begin with.
Bingo.
So, all right. Well, everybody, Livingston County people are pretty organized, and we're pretty decisive, and not divisive, decisive. And we know what we're doing. We're all going to go in there, and we're all going to stay, and we're all going to march in, and we're going to do our thing and go sit down, and we're not going to be the ones that are going to cause the problems. So that's good news. So, yep, everyone watching, just be prepared. Get your stuff done and get out. Don't sit down. I meant get out of the voting area.
Yes.
Vote, go sit down. Vote and go outside in the hall and get a drink, because you can't have no outside food and drink. Oh, so that means they sell inside stuff. I think they have vendors and things inside. So whatever, vote and stick around. And I know I'm going to create my delegates. I'm going to create a giant text for my delegates. We're voting again. Get back here. So
yes,
big text group. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So,
but also understand that if a vote is happening, whether that is a motion on the floor vote or go to the voting spots, whatever, if someone that is a voting member is within the voting member section and they are in your county and they walk out, they plan to go use the bathroom. If they plan to go use the bathroom, you need to get one of your alternates to get in the spot just in case a vote pops up.
Ah, okay. That's good to know. That's really good to know.
They walk out to their car, they need to come back. Yep. And then you can alternate back. I don't know the whole Delegate, I don't know the whole alternate elevation. If once an alternate is elevated, then they're
right.
Or can they go back and forth? I don't know.
Right.
I've never had to deal with that perspective. I've always the times that I've gone.
I don't think that once an alternate comes in and votes, I don't think the original voters are allowed back in. I mean, I don't think you can go back and forth like that. I think I was told that. I think I have to check with Dan Willihan, but I think that's what he told me, that to be careful to allow that, be careful that I allow a delegate only once I've known that
So if they're going to leave the building.
Yeah, because if they leave, I mean, even if they leave to go somewhere else, if I put an alternate in their place, that first guy's done. The alternate is now if the alternate
I don't know what
votes,
the process is.
Yeah, I think when the alternate votes, then the original delegate cannot vote again. Yeah. So I think that's
I don't know where the bathrooms are. I don't know if they're in the area we're in or are they down the hall.
Yeah.
Because if they're down the hall and there's a vote that happens on the floor, now we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. Well, unless I remember those lines are long enough that they probably can get to a bathroom if they need to, but yeah,
bathrooms inside.
They have bathrooms. Yeah, Tyler here says there are bathrooms inside. So whichever, we're gonna lock arms and just say, nope, don't leave. Here we go. Bring our solitaire games and our Candy Crush, and that's it. Charge your phones. Everybody get your phone charged.
Anyway,
so, all right.
We've never done the alternate things, so don't listen to what I said. I have no idea.
I just remember, but before Saturday, I will find out from Dan what the rules are, so I'll be able to tell people. So, All right. Well, Jason Mickelborg says, Chris Long, great seeing you, brother.
Yes, good seeing you.
So yeah, so it is. Well, Chris, I really appreciate you popping up like Aladdin's genie here. So just coming in and telling us, giving us the answers to this, because I have no idea. Like I said, normally I can say this is kind of how it goes, but I just knew this one's going to be wacky. There's some new ideas in this mix that I don't want to go into too much drama here, but how is it that things were voted by the committee and then they were just overruled? I didn't think that could happen.
Good question.
Okay,
I don't have that answer.
All right. I don't understand that either, but all right. Well, I just didn't know if there's a bylaw that allows that or what, but holy cow, I've seen a whole lot of hoopla about that. So that's just more or less a idle curiosity, because I am on the way outside of that stuff. So
I am just as curious as you.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you'll have an insight into how that works. So, all right. Well, come see Chris and I. Chris, you're going to be there Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So come see, if you guys can, come Friday night to all the gatherings. It's great to sit down and just, one-on-one, face-to-face talk as opposed to this. So, Chris, I'm going to let you go back to whatever you were doing. I appreciate you hopping on and clearing this up, because I was getting questions I absolutely could not answer.
Whatever I said about the alternates thing, don't take it as God.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to dig into that. Like I said, I'll be calling Dan by tomorrow noon, and I'll find out, and then I'll know. I'll be able to tell people. So I will tell you as well. Okay. All right. See you later, Chris. Have a great night. All right. So now there's the scoop on that. So I think we've got, Curtis wants to know if anyone's going to be videotaping the convention. I have no idea. I don't think it's usually taped because it's kind of private. Otherwise, we could just let anybody in. But so no, I don't think it is. But so, all right, Chris straightened that out. It's going to be a down and dirty, it's not going to be quick, but it's going to be intense because only so many people are going to be there. So make sure if you're going, you stay. Ron Gillard, get your dogs taken care of, dude, because you are not leaving. I'm grabbing your keys and you're not getting them back till it's over. Remember, it's over at the very latest at 5:30. So plan on staying, people. All right. Well, anything else? I don't think we got anything else. Joni Econom and I met today and talked about the Lincoln Day dinner, and we're planning the menu and everything else and all that stuff. So it's going to be great. So yes, thanks. Well, yeah, district chairs do know how they work. Thanks, William. Or George. So thanks, William, George. You go by Bill, you go by William. When you get a whole full name out there, we never know. So you can let me know how you like to be referred to. So we did that. So that's again May 5th. Got confirmation Mike Rogers is going to come, and so we'll allow him to speak while he's there. But that's good that he'll get to mingle with everybody. That's home for him, or coming home for him. That's his hometown. So, and then I've had other candidates reaching out. Haven't got their confirmations, but I will. So we'll see how this works. So William or Bill, thank you. I think that you might know that Livingston County 100% endorsed Doug Lloyd. It was unanimous. We met, we talked about it. We don't normally endorse. It's not something that our party does. We usually stay out of primaries, but because of the electability issue of Kevin Kiefsky, that like I said, I've said this before, we don't think I like Kevin. I met him, I enjoyed him, I had him on the podcast, I had a meet and greet for him, but that electability issue has really caused problems. So I work too hard to keep Republicans elected, and I just do not want to mess with that. So we are going to, so we as a party fully endorse Doug Lloyd. So we're going to be there. I've asked Doug to be on the show next Tuesday. I told him, assuming it's winning. And he said if he doesn't win, he'll come. So I'm hoping he'll be here on next Tuesday, but let's hope that, and I told him it's only appropriate because if you guys remember, you faithful followers, you will remember that Doug Lloyd made his announcement right here in this chair and right here in this spot. He announced he was running on this show. So we were, that was thanks to Carolyn Henry, our prosecutor, who brought him here and he endorsed here. So I told him, I said, it's only appropriate that you announce your victory here as well. So anyway, so that's next Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me make sure I don't have something else as well, because I might have two things, but let's see. I don't normally use my phone while I'm on here, so that's kind of interesting. All right, wait. Hold on. Wait. No. Oh, March. So I just got to go to next Tuesday. So, 29, Monday, Tuesday. So, I have nothing. So, okay, I don't have anybody's schedule right now, so Doug can have the thing to himself. So, anyway, William just said it right. Karen McDonald will eat Kevin alive if he is the nominee, and that is the truth, mister. I cannot say that loud enough. And Mark, I'm finally going to meet you this weekend. Yes, I am, and I'm looking forward to that. That'll be terrific. I mean, so many of us watch you, so talk here on from Livingston County, where we'll so you'll be meeting a lot of us. So we'll all have personal memories starting next Tuesday. So that's good. All right. Well, we're going to call it a night. This has been a long night, but oh my God, was Lance interesting or not? I cannot wait to get into that program. I'm going to keep my promise to him. I'm going to put on a training. I'm going to create a training for that. And then I'm going to reach out to every delegate that we know, because it's so simple, and what a simple concept, and it's free. So just read it, and then we're going to learn it and then start using it. And all it is calling people you already know. It's not door. I mean, for those people that are great about door knocking, how much easier is this? You already know them. You don't have to worry about the I don't know factor. So, all right. One last thing as I always end here. I need you to, if you haven't, go down here. Please join our party. This is how we do things. This is how we put on podcasts. This is how we do all those things. So it's really, really, really important. Please have Doug Lloyd for the entire time on it. You got it. I'll ask him. When I asked him, I said, you ought to think about coming back. And he wrote back, and his exact words were, Deb, you've got my phone number, and I'm always happy to come on that podcast. So there we go. We've got a friend in him. So yes. All right. Well, I'm going to call it. Please, if you haven't yet, please join up, join our party. We really, this is how we get things done, and join our fun. My gosh, we have so much fun. All right. Well, I'm going to end this now, and we'll see you next week.